Coming up on this week's Collegian Report, we'll update you on the community's response to a racist Snapchat video shared to the SDSU 2026 story.
Plus, we'll show you how a new club on campus is welcoming dancers of all skill levels.
And an untraditional jazz group performed some jazz classics last weekend. The Collegian Report starts now. Welcome back to the Collegian Report. I'm Annie Witt.
And I'm Claire Booth. The university and Brookings communities are reacting to a racist Snapchat video posted last weekend. According to University Police Chief Michael Drake, no specific criminal charges have been filed at this time. Drake said the video was reported to the city police department Saturday morning. President Dunn called the language inappropriate in a campus-wide statement sent on Tuesday. Brookings Mayor Ope Niemeyer shared messages on Facebook calling the video disturbing.
The City Council and I, along with city staff, make every effort to help create a community where all people feel valued, safe, and connected. As mayor, I'm deeply saddened and disappointed in the derogatory racist comments made in this video.
The Brookings police are now working with the state attorney's office to investigate for more details. As the investigation continues, visit sdsucollegian.com.
The dance club is one of the newest clubs on campus. They met for the first time last Friday at the Wellness Center. Club President Xander Sullivan took a dance class for her minor and noticed that other people were looking for a more relaxed space to dance in.
A few people had talked about how they wish there was a more recreational place to dance and take classes, just stress-free, worry-free, where also students could explore teaching.
Sullivan said the club is planning on doing a class for beginners sometime soon.
Local music students got a lesson in jazz last week at the Performing Arts Center. The Diva Jazz Orchestra hosted a masterclass for college and high school students before their own performance at the PAC Friday. Their show, Tappin' Through Life, features all female musicians along with 2 male tap dancers and 2 singers. They performed jazz classics from Frank Sinatra to Ella Fitzgerald. Bass player Amy Shook says she loves getting to talk with the students.
And it's really great to meet, especially the younger generation, and hopefully get them inspired to want to carry the torch. We're all trying to keep passing the torch on.
Woodbine Productions wrapped up their season with Boston Pops last weekend. For upcoming productions, you can go to their website at woodbineproductions.com.
The Black Student Alliance closed out Black History Month with flavor last Friday by hosting a soul food luncheon in the university's student union. Students and faculty were served a variety of soul food dishes such as collard greens, mashed potatoes, chicken, cornbread, and peach cobbler, along with a trivia game where guests tested their knowledge of Southern cuisine. BSA advisor Jay Moloch provided insight into the origin of soul food and its roots in American slavery.
Back then, what the master didn't want and was thrown out, the slaves then got. And so we're thinking something like gizzards and lungs and all the food that they didn't want. They didn't get mashed potatoes, they got the mashed potato skins. And so they took all that food and then they got to working with it with seasoning, and before you know it, through the time, soul food has become such an amazing dish.
Moloch also encourages students, faculty, and staff to take advantage of other cultural initiatives from the Student Engagement Center.
This week is midterms at SDSU, and clubs around campus are hosting events to distress and prep for the rest of the semester. The Art Club is holding a stamp-making event on Monday. The American Indian Students Association is holding a Wachipi 101 event upstairs in the Union on Tuesday afternoon. UPC is hosting candle making in the market on Tuesday night. Another Wahanapi Wednesday will be held Wednesday afternoon in the American Indian Student Center. Also on Wednesday, Psychology Club is having a Psychology of Stress and Burnout event at 6. And finally, the Graphic Design Club is hosting bracelet making in Grove Hall at 7:30 p.m.
Coming up, a recent Supreme Court decision is creating uncertainty in the soybean market. Taylor Tennant will have more on what it means for South Dakota farmers.
And the women's advanced in the Summit League tournament while the men fell short. Cordell Vitens will have more.
The Collegian is SDSU's student-run newspaper. For 140 years, the Collegian has provided students, faculty, and staff with everything they need to know. You can pick up an issue on Wednesdays at locations all around Brookings or view it online at sdsucollegian.com.
This week's Jackrabbit Ag Report is sponsored by SD Corn.
Welcome back to the Jackrabbit Ag Report. I'm Taylor Tennant. Cafe students are back in South Dakota after attending this year's Commodity Classic in San Antonio, Texas, one of the country's largest agricultural events. 46 cafe students attended the event where they got to talk with industry leaders, researchers, and potential employers at the trade show. Jesse Enstad, program coordinator for the SDSU Agricultural Biosystems Engineering Department, says that student attendance has grown since they first started.
It's just been great to see the group continue to grow and just see the students really excited about attending the event and what it's like to be here. So.
The Blue Wave, as students are known at Commodity Classic, plan to be back at the conference next year. The Supreme Court's decision on tariffs last month is causing some uncertainty in the soybean market. China is the world's largest buyer of soybeans, buying about 60% of the global supply. The recent Supreme Court decisions has created even more uncertainty in the market as soybean growers wait to see how China responds. For farmers, even small price changes can make a big difference. With about 50 bushels per acre, a $2 price drop can mean about $100 lost per acre for South Dakota farmers. SDSU agricultural economist Everett Vandersloot said trade disputes like this can have real consequences for these farmers.
They make farmers very vulnerable, and of course the reason is that we were very reliant on that one big buyer, China, that imported a lot of our soybeans. If there's an obstacle like we just saw with when we engaged in this trade war, that really hurts then.
The United States is now the second top soybean producer in the world, as China now buys most of their soybeans from Brazil.
So there's a lot going on in the ag world lately, and so thanks for filling us in, Taylor. And we will have Phoenix with the weather.
Thanks, Annie. Today we'll have rain and a possible thunderstorm later in the afternoon with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour and a temperature high of 46. And tonight we'll get snowy with a low around 22. Saturday will be clearing up into a sunny sky with a high near 42 before getting partly cloudy during the night and cooling to around 31. Sunday will pick up the slack with a high near 57, though only mostly sunny. And at night it will be back to partly cloudy, but now with a low around 37. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Phoenix. It's cold here, but it seems like it's going to be warmer where the boys are going to be wrestling. Is that right, Cordell?
Yeah, in Tulsa it'll be really warm and hopefully they can perform well. The SDSU wrestling team heads into the Big 12 Championship in Oklahoma this weekend after a 5-4 record in conference duels. The Jacks will look to improve on a third-place finish in last year's conference championships. The duels start today and will end tomorrow with the championship duels being streamed on ESPN+. The Jackrabbits women's basketball team won their first-round game in the Summit League tournament, defeating Kansas City 75-61 yesterday afternoon. Seniors Brooklyn Meyer and Madison Mathewicz showed their experience, combining for 44 of the Jackrabbits' 75 points. Meyer scored 26 and grabbed 9 rebounds, while Mathewicz scored 18 and got 6 rebounds. Denver and USD will face off this afternoon. The Jacks will play the winner of that game Saturday night in the semifinals. The men's basketball season came to an end last night when they lost to the second-seeded St. Thomas Tommies, 80-67. The Jacks kept the first half close, but the Tommies took control in the second, and they stretched the lead out to double digits before taking the win. SDSU's leading scorer was sophomore Jaden Jackson with 16 points, while St. Thomas had 2 players with over 20 points. The Jacks finished the season with a record of 14-18 and a conference record of 7-9. The Jackrabbit track and field men and women were in Grand Forks for the Summit League Indoor Championships last weekend. The men and women both had solid showings, with the men finishing 3rd and the women coming home 5th. One of the biggest moments for the Jacks came when junior Caden Frederick claimed gold and a school record in the weight throw. Other first-place finishers were Cody Larson in the 3,000 meter and the women's distance medley relay team.
So lots of advancements for a lot of teams for the Jacks.
Yeah, it's a big weekend coming up, and we've had a couple in the past weeks.
Awesome, thank you. Coming up, Willem Lim introduces his new segment, Club Roulette.
Collegian Radio on KSDJ is SDSU's student-run radio station. For over 30 years, the radio has been on air to broadcast music and news for students, faculty, and staff. You can listen to Collegian Radio on KSDJ by tuning into 90.7 in your car or listening online at sdsucollegian.com.
Looking to stay up to date on news around campus? Collegian Media is SDSU's student-run newspaper, radio station, and newscast. From writing to anchoring, taking photos and videos, or selling advertising, Collegian Media gives students in any major the opportunity to get involved. To learn more or to see what's happening on campus, you can visit sdsucollegian.com.
The Collegian Report wardrobe is sponsored by Trends, the sustainable fit.
Welcome back. Hello everybody, my name is Willem Lim, and this is Club Roulette, which is where I dive into random clubs on campus. This week, I had the opportunity to cover HERO's self-defense class event. HERO, also known as Helping Everyone Reach Optimal Health, helped students learn new techniques to defend themselves last week. Mark Anoski, the head instructor of Brookings Taekwondo, taught the class. He showed attendees how to protect themselves by using words, and with palm strikes, elbows, and hammer fists. Students at the event were able to learn life-saving information while also being in a welcoming environment, which is what HERO co-president Lindsay Junker wanted.
We just want you to have a great night and experience that will help you be a healthier person overall. So we're a very chill and relaxed club. We're not intimidating, so feel free to just come and join us anytime and check us out.
HERO also offers other events like pumpkin painting and sunset yoga at McCrory Gardens. Around 25 to 30 people attend HERO events. They have 160 active members, a 155% increase from last year. That's all for the Collegian Report this week.
You can stay up to date with the latest events at sdsucollegian.com or on social media at SDSU Collegian Media.
Thanks for watching.